Hey everybody, let me share these links, but I thought this would be a fun time to start the live stream. I just entered this short here. I thought it would even be fun to watch the 1 minute chart here on link and then go over some Bitcoin. Let me get this shared in the Telegram. Live stream starting. I'll share this in the members group as well. And then in the Discord, so many channels. And on Twitter. Let me go to, where is my Twitter? Bitcoin and altcoin analysis. All right. There's a few things I want to talk about quickly, which are, I just want to go over the idea of this link short that I'm in. So I've been shorting link on a high time frame. I'll just kind of go over how I trade. This is the 4-hour chart. This channel looks like it accidentally got moved a little bit. Let's put a lock on this really quick. So I'm shorting a high time frame level here. So it's on the 4-hour chart. I'm going to go over this low time frame analysis shortly. But from this high to this low, there's the 786. It's a descending trend line. And I just want to go over how I'm trading it locally because I think there's a lot to learn here. So initially I shorted here and I took profits down on this drawdown. And I added back to my position and I stopped out my original position. And then when price came back down and swing failure back into this level, I added back. And then I took profits down at the lows, and I took profits again when we reclaimed this low. And the reason I do that is now I can add back to my original size, but I've reduced my risk, right? I just went over an example of this in the members Discord. But let's say my entry was here, and I had a $10,000 position, for example, and price has come down 6%. Say around here, I've closed half of my position out, so now I only have a $5,000 position. And now I've captured that profit and I can add back to my original size and have that stop loss, but now I've removed the risk out of my position. So I have my original size, but my profit is offsetting my risk. And so using low time frame, an alert's going off, using low time frame analysis to get kind of more accurate entries and take profits and still keeping my initial size for a swing short, but always taking profits and adding, and using that as kind of a risk mitigation tool. But yeah, we're testing this level again. But I want to go through some of this low time frame analysis because somebody asked me in the members group is when is a good time to take profit, and there's a few things that I would just like to point out is, say for this short, the reason I took profit, these were actually two exact profit targets, and the idea of them at the time was that price could come into two levels, one being to swing failure this low into the golden pocket, and one being that we just had this local horizontal level that we could just wick through and rally into. So those are opportunities to take profits. And if you want to add, I mean, there is a technical level there, just another golden pocket retracement. So you could have taken profits and added and taken profits again, taken profits down here, looking to add at the swing failure. And this is kind of like a scalping hybrid at high time frame levels to try to maximize this level to get profits out of it, but still and reduce risk and maintain a nice position size. Yeah, so anyways, there's nice confluence here for an add. Doesn't mean this level has to hold, but it's a nice place to add. And it's not really so scary to add to a position, especially when you've been taking profits off of it. Anyways, the idea is it is a 618 retracement from this high to this low. So that's how you pull resistance fibs, high to low. The point of control for this range, although it's not very well defined, is right here. And then we have two descending channel ideas, which I'm going to re-pull these just so they're kind of clear. And then we're going to go over these, what makes sense for take profits on this. All right, so the first descending channel idea is just using this as your angle and bringing it up to this high. Now, this isn't as good because you have this wick through it, but we also have the idea that there's a descending channel with this nice touch, the same trend angle, the same trend angle. So that's a very nice confluence with the 618 and this golden pocket. Or sorry, and this point of control. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. So then when the question comes to, well, where does it make sense to take profit one? And my answer would be, the first thing you want to do is you want to identify the earliest levels of support. So if we go back to this initial short entry, we obviously have this horizontal level, right? Which we've tapped again. And that would be about 2% from entry, which obviously coincides with this local 382, just a very minor retracement. Now, what I like to do is take profit one manually. And so if I have some levels, so maybe I have some ideas of us retesting some of these levels. Say this level we've swing failured, right? So we have swing failured this low. We've come down below it. We reclaimed it and impulsed off of it, which is why I took profits on my short. And maybe we, obviously this is a level. Maybe we now come back down. Maybe we swing failure this into the 786. And maybe we retest this level and get a bit of a bounce. And ultimately, this would just be forming a local range. And you're kind of just trading this range locally until it breaks. Although I'm not really longing it, I'm just using support to take profits on short. But this would make perfect sense to come back down and retest this level. There's also a local golden pocket right around here. And so that would be a sensible take profit. This would also make sense, but you might take it manually if there's any kind of bounce, because you could give price the opportunity, if price just does break down and lose that level and backtest it as resistance, well then you might just hold off on taking profits. But the take profit one, there's never, if you're not sure and you're just like, I don't know when to take profits, if I should, if you get an entry and price just goes 2-3% in your favor instantly, and you have no plan, which I don't think that you should ever be in this situation, to take profits, my suggestion would be just take some profits. Take 30% and leave 70% running. Because if you suddenly find yourself in profit and you have no plan to capture it, well, you better just capture it because you probably won't have a plan later. And then I would recommend not trading without any plans. But anyway, so this is Link. We'll see how this plays out. I'm going to move this alert up a little bit. I had it set here because I wanted to add on this idea. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. I'll go over Bitcoin. I am in this vet short as well. I've taken profits, not adding unless we get some kind of major retracement. This would technically also be a nice level because it'd be retesting the level we swing failured for potential add, but not adding yet. As for Bitcoin, I'm just looking at the comments really quick. Yeah, so my idea here is I have some things I want to talk about, so I'm going to start going through those. I might answer some of these questions, but obviously if I just hop on the live stream and then it's kind of hard to like pivot. But yeah, some of the things like someone asking if I can create a video on how to draw fibs properly and all that stuff. I have a lot of that. I have videos on swing failures as well. I have a lot of content in the members group, the luckyapestradingfloor.com. The link is in the description to this video. There's an opportunity to join with a free 3-day trial right now. That is rarely available. But yeah, there's a lot of content in there. You know, somebody was saying in the Discord today that, I mean, I've had so many comments of people saying they've been in tons of Discord groups, nothing ever like this. The amount of, it's a gold mine, there's so much interaction. I mean, I spend a lot of my day sitting in there answering questions, you know, creating video responses, going over ideas, and helping people understand a lot of this stuff and bring clarity to these concepts. That's the goal. So I think there's a lot of value there. It's not a signals group. I obviously go over my analysis and talk about when I take an entry and why. But the point is to focus on education. So anyways, let's go over Bitcoin. I have some ideas here. There was an idea for a long in the New York Open this morning for a swing failure of these lows. I didn't take it. I had the potential set up kind of here, and there was this, was kind of another channel idea here that didn't quite hold up very cleanly, so I removed it. I just opted to wait. And so first I'll go over a local idea that I'm interested in. I'll go over a higher time frame idea. I actually do want to pull this as well. So the local idea I'm interested in is, the sense is that a lot of people will either have this channel on their chart, or if not the channel, just the trend line, with a lot of people wanting to long this trend line. And so that being the case, I think it's less likely to hold. And when it breaks, a lot of people will take that as a short setup. And so if I can get a move down through this low here and then get a nice bounce and a nice reaction, you know, lots of shorts opening, then starting to get squeezed out with a nice with nice longs coming in, I might be interested in scalping along there just as a local swing failure. So waiting for this low to be reclaimed, and then that would be my entry trigger, my stop loss, and you know, looking to take quick TP1 because this would be for me a scalp. I'm not really, I have some ideas that see us coming a lot lower before potentially testing the highs, which I'll share shortly. So this is something I'm interested in. But if we just break down and we don't get that reaction and we don't get that reclaim of the level, then I'm not so interested in a long. So that's the most local idea I'm interested in right now. Kind of makes sense to me that you might get a reaction off a break of this trend line because people will be watching that and wanting to short the breakdown or stop out longs, which can just generate sort of a liquidity grab. Because shorts opening can cause a nice squeeze. But a higher time frame idea. Let's remove this channel just to clean up the chart. Sort of an Elliott wave kind of idea here, just the corrective count on the chart, which would be, we have this kind of larger descending or ascending channel idea. And what I wouldn't mind seeing is something like we have an expanded flat into a big A, B, C, where the B could come here, or here. But within that, we have a lower degree ABC. And then here, as we are forming our B wave, we have an A, B, C down to our B target. And the reason this target is nice, and I'm not saying we will get it, I'm just saying if we get it, I'm interested in trading it. And that's something I need to clarify, is I've had somebody DM me and they say all your analysis is wrong. I lose so much money trading it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they had DM me like when my last like 10 trades had won. And then he's showing me like on a live stream or even a chart, I'll say, if we get this, I'm interested in a long. And what he takes that is he opened a short. I'm never shorting here. I'm just saying if we get this, I'd be interested in a long. So I want to clarify that. I'm not saying we're going to go down to here. I'm saying if I'm interested in I'm interested in a long. And I'm not saying I'm opening a short here. I think that's clear, but maybe not, I suppose. So anyways, there's a difference between, I'm not trying to guess where price will go. I have targets I'm interested in trading, or levels if we get them. Yeah, so anyways, the reason this level is so nice is you have your range point of control here, right under this low. Let me clear this so it's a little easier to see. And so obviously, if we had to imagine, oops. Okay, I just deleted stuff, but whatever, maybe we'll come back. TradingView has been like glitching today. It's really strange. It's been deleting analysis. But if we could imagine that we would maybe, there's a lot of liquidity under this low. So if at some point, price wanted to come down and sweep this low, tap the point of control, or maybe this golden pocket, which is this is your support golden pocket, pulled from this low to your high. Maybe I should change the color of this so it's not the same color. We'll just make it blue for now. I think that's quite a nice idea as a high time frame idea. And that could finish off, I deleted the sub counts here by accident. That could finish off the sub counts of this, and we could come up to one of these levels, which I've also deleted by accident. And then we could come down to the lows of the range. I think that would really wreck a lot of people. Sweep these lows, come back up, fake out a breakout, and then back down to the lows of the range, which is a major target for me. An 886 idea. I have a lot of harmonic ideas here, and then run back up. So I'm just trying to kind of watch and see what makes sense. Wait for nice levels. Yeah. So that's my high time frame Bitcoin analysis. Obviously, if we just get a bounce here, there's other types of corrective ideas that make sense. And I am maybe going to scalp this. And I'm certainly interested. There's two levels here I'm interested in trading short with a nice reaction. If you haven't watched my parallel channel video, it is put to members only right now. But I think most of you probably have watched it. And it's just a different way of polling channels that a lot of people don't use. It's quite interesting. But now our Discord is just full of parallel channels. But yeah, I think this level is quite good for an ad. It's getting a nice reaction. There's another, a couple shorts I've been in for a while. Let me find, got a nice message chart here. So one thing I always point out is that alts really like the 786 retracement. A lot of your major retracements on alts tap it. So anyways, there's this nice idea on Gala. I had this initial short from back almost 3 weeks ago. was just this nice ascending trend line idea. But anyways, and there was a major fib here with your 786, which again, alts like the 786. So we have a high time frame 786 retracement. We wicked through this a little bit. So I shorted there, but then we had this little swing failure into a local 786 from this high. I know this is a messy chart, I apologize for that. From this high to this low, with a nice swing failure. And I think it makes sense to expect lower, but we are still holding up the middle of this ascending channel idea. And what I'll point out is that this is not a confirmed ascending channel because you only have one touch at the lows. But what I like to do is I have some ways where you basically are predicting parallel channels forming, and those are typically your best positions. And so an example of that, I'll just go through one example really quick, and it should make the point for those who haven't seen the video. Let me turn off all of this analysis really quick. And the idea would be that you're using, I'm actually going to rewind price here really quick. You're using this trend angle as your angle, and then you're just anchoring the channel to the lows. So trend angle, anchor, and then as price progresses, you don't have a parallel channel yet, but it forms. And you'd be shocked at how often these play out very accurately. And so it's essentially predicting a parallel channel using a trend angle and an anchor. And the thing is, the parallel channel barely got any, and I don't think it even got interaction, maybe a teeny bit. It's not actually, parallel channels often, especially on Bitcoin, aren't very good after they've already formed, which is kind of counterintuitive because most people would look for a parallel channel and then try to trade it. It's actually better to trade it before it forms using this kind of predictive method. There's tons of examples of that working. Yeah, I'll check a couple altcoins. I'll check Ocean. Let me actually just pull off this chart. Might not even have Ocean on here. First thing I like to do is just get an idea of where we're at on the highest time frame. Just so like right now we're actually, this is why I would always check stuff like this. We're actually back testing this wick. You just want to be aware of these really high time frame levels because they're quite important. As you can see, we wicked into this. This didn't get as much play. And then we are wicking into this. So this would be parallel channel, obviously. Even this little liquidation wick falls within it. It's quite nice. Probably, you know, this is probably the 50% line, just based on that. So if you wanted to look at this as a range, I mean, this is, if you know, especially if you've been a member, this is the kind of thing that I would be trading often. which would be, you have your center line touch. You have this nice ascending channel idea. And on especially on a first touch and a little bit of a reaction, it's just such a nice place to find an entry. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little late now, where you'd maybe be looking for retracements. I've had a pretty decent rejection. Oops. I don't even know if I'm accidentally deleting these or if TradingView is. Yeah, I mean, Ocean's at resistance and it's getting a really nice reaction from this level. I don't actually know when people ask me to look at something if they have like a bullish idea or bearish, but I don't mind doing a little bit of analysis. Also, this range is point of control is right here, which you can usually guess where point of control is going to be. Like you look at this price action, you could be like, it's probably because of how much time price has spent here. It's probably around this level. So you'd have a lot of confluence if you were looking to short that. I wasn't necessarily going to turn this into an altcoin request live stream because I do a ton of analysis, and I do altcoin request live streams. I think those are good and those are fun, and I get why people enjoy them. But yeah, I kind of more just wanted to cover a few things on Bitcoin, and I know obviously people want me to just look at everything, but I don't always want to do that. Because yeah, there's a lot of things I'm looking at. I mean, I'll just be honest. I am not particularly interested in looking for longs right now. I'm pretty much anything. We have, Bitcoin dominance is kind of potentially at an important support level here. So if Bitcoin does drop, alts are going to could drop a lot more. Just if you think about getting some kind of retracement on Bitcoin dominance before a deeper rejection, to give Bitcoin to start bleeding and alts just to start getting wrecked. And one of the reasons I think that might be the case is so many alts are at major resistance and have just had a massive run up. Because when you see this happening on Bitcoin dominance, that means alts are really strong, like compared to Bitcoin. And even when we were up here back in early June, I pointed this out that you would maybe expect alts to be a lot stronger than Bitcoin. And now you could maybe, if you think we swing failure these lows, you could see alts getting really weak against Bitcoin. So anyways, not really interested in longs on alts. I have shorts. And I'll probably be looking to add and looking for nice setups over the coming days if I get them. But ultimately have some ideas on Bitcoin that I'd like to see come into play. And then I'd be looking for longs on alts, probably in confluence with that. Someone's asking if I would say the 786, 886, and the 618 are important for alts, and for Bitcoin it's just more the 382 and the 618. I would say it's all important, but if you get you don't always get a 786 or an 886 retracement, but when you do, you should pay attention and see if it's an idea that makes sense to consider trading. I'm just reading. Yeah, Keen, you said ape, bro, and then you said, bro, please, ape. I thought you were just saying ape, bro, to me. Like Lucky Chart Ape. I am in... actually, I'm going to close out this chart. I am in an ape short. I've been in this short for a long time. Ape has not really pumped with everything else, but I opened this short almost a week ago. I'm still sitting in it. Again, ascending trend line idea here. Possibly to form a channel. I've been in this short for a while. Obviously, we're getting a local reaction here, but I'm not that interested in longs. Somebody asking if I consider alt/BTC charts. Definitely. I mean, it's sort of like looking at Bitcoin dominance, right? It's the same thing. It's just more specific to the alt. So you could look at, like, is this specific altcoin likely to be more stronger or weaker against Bitcoin? And then looking at Bitcoin dominance just gives you kind of a broader perspective on just alts in general. So I know people are asking, like, can I show how to do the point of controls? Can I show how to... I have videos covering all of these topics. So it doesn't really make sense for me to go through, a lot of people in the live stream are from, some of these are public videos too. I have an educational videos channel or section. It doesn't make sense for me to go through every technical tool I use or is on my chart every time I do a live stream, because I have videos and educational content covering pretty much everything. There's this idea on ETH, but I am just, again, opting not to take longs. And I'm just waiting for lower. ETH swing failure, these highs, obviously. I wouldn't mind to see ETH push a little higher. But let's see how these retracements play out. I wanted to just go over my key ideas. And yeah, leave you with you guys have something to put on your charts to look at this week that could be helpful. Not planning on making this a super long live stream. There's an idea here, but I was looking at this morning and I decided not to trade it. Obviously it would have, I could have probably got a TP1 out of it if I was really aggressive, but yeah. All right, well, I mean, this was kind of my plan, was just to do a quick live stream. Keep in mind that I get up really early and I make some videos for the members group. Then I do a members live stream. And I've been doing analysis all day and talking with people and answering questions in the Discord. Now I just wanted to recap some of this stuff on Bitcoin for you guys. And then I might eat some lunch or something. But just, I think staying kind of patient here probably makes a lot of sense. Is this area on the chart the best setup for a trade? Probably not, I would say. Whether you get them or not, I think there's just better setups higher and better setups lower, with maybe this local setup being interesting.